Anger looks like strength, but is really a trap. It ties you to your feelings and leaves you open to attack. Those who stay calm when tested don't just control themselves, they control others. To stand above the crowd and rule like a true leader, you must learn to never get angry or even care what others say or do. This guide will teach you the cold, smart, Machiavellian way to master your emotions. Do you believe anger makes you powerful? That shouting, tightening your hands, or losing control proves you're in charge. Think again. It proves the opposite. It means someone figured out how to trigger you. It means you react without thinking, that your pride is weak, not strong. In Machiavelli's world, the angry man has already failed. Why? Because anger is easy to foresee, and anything predictable is easy to control. Here's the golden law of control. Never reveal what makes you tick. Others might lack your intelligence or wealth, but they'll always probe for weakness. They'll bait you, insult you, stall you, or act like you're invisible, all to gauge your limits. Why? Because the moment they can make you react, they've found your leash. And once they have that leash, they own you. Machiavelli warned, leaders are rarely overthrown by force. They destroy themselves with rash decisions. They talk without thinking. They retaliate without planning. They let feelings override logic. Don't be one of them. Anger is a spotlight. It shines on your ego, your doubts, your need for approval. You might believe you're standing your ground, but really, you're proving your opponent right, that you're fragile enough to engage. The person who stays unmoved becomes untouchable. The person who always reacts, that's the person they'll manipulate forever. Here's the truth. Anger makes you easy to read, and when you're easy to read, you're easy to break. That's why true Machiavellians don't explode. They observe. They watch others self-destruct in rage while staying icy, focused, and in control. When did anger last work in your favor? Did it fix anything, or just drain you and give away your advantage? The person who masters their emotions becomes invincible. Insults blow past them like empty air. They stand still while the world burns around them. That silence, it unnerves them more than any scream. They wait for you to crack, refuse. They wait for you to shout. Say nothing. They wait for you to lash out. Study them instead. This is Machiavelli's true test, the will to stay unmoved as they try to invade your thoughts and distort your clarity. No anger, no victory for them. You withhold the response they crave. You sever their control before it begins. This is the raw reality. Calmness grants vision. Anger is smoke in your eyes. It obscures tactics, warps decisions. But the unshakable man, he reads the entire game while opponents rage quit. Condition yourself. Master the triggers they exploit, then eliminate them. Turn your mind into an impenetrable citadel. Bury your ego. Lock your emotions away where none can reach them. Power flows to those who command without shouting, who smirk at disrespect, who let provocations linger before responding, who attack with precision, never emotion. This is what truly terrifies them. The unshakable man, the man who refuses to erupt, the man who conserves fury like a weapon, too valuable to discharge. True control. Master selective apathy, not the surrender of defeat, but the icy, intentional detachment of a grandmaster playing the long game. This is strategic apathy, the ultimate weapon against manipulators. Nothing unsettles them more than absolute indifference to their words, actions, or opinions. Cease caring, and the bleeding stops. Reactions cease, their game collapses. Watch as their power over you evaporates. Recognize the truth. Emotional vampires subsist on your engagement. Every insult, silence, compliment, or betrayal serves one purpose: to occupy your mental real estate. The instant you allow that foothold, defeat begins. Why provoke you? Because your irritation validates them. Your response proves they occupy your thoughts. Your fury becomes their prize. The solution? Withhold all of it. As Machiavelli observed, never expend effort on what's unworthy, and nearly everything that riles you is unworthy. Insults, slights, immaturity. These are hooks, snares to pull you from your rightful place. Maintain absolute emotional autonomy. Silent disregard is the ultimate retribution. It declares their efforts worthless while preserving your power intact. Seek vengeance? Starve them of attention. Crave power. Maintain icy composure. Desire respect. Never blink first. When others fail to unsettle you, to provoke you, to breach your defenses, discomfort sets in. Then doubt. Then retreat. You render them irrelevant. This strategy transcends adversaries. It governs all relationships. Friends, family, partners, colleagues, any emotional manipulator. Demonstrate that your approval is scarce, your calm unbreakable, your indifference absolute. Witness how their approach shifts from testing to wariness, to ultimate deference. Make them earn your attention. Never give it freely like pocket change. This is how true leaders command, how soldiers stay focused under pressure, how Machiavellians outlast emotional games. They never rush in. They study first. They move only when it serves them, not for pride, but for results. The unshakable man gets 2 wins. He feels no pain, and he keeps all the power. To control your reactions, drill this question into your mind. Is this worth my time? If not, turn and leave. If yes, pause, strategize, then act, cold and exact. Never emotional. Stop trying to win arguments. Stop fixing stupid people's mistakes. Stop snarling when you're the predator. Stay calm, and you'll stand taller than almost everyone else. The ones who jump at every little provocation. Here's the twist. The less you care, the more they worry. The quieter you are, the stronger you seem. Stay icy, precise, and untouchable. They'll see strength, not frailty. That's Machiavellian real power. Not feeling nothing, but choosing what's beneath you. Want real revenge? Stop talking. Stop justifying. Stop engaging. Vanish. Silence hits harder than shouting. Absence cuts deeper than any blade. Machiavelli realized what weak men never do. Talk is worthless. Being there means everything. The instant you make yourself disappear, you leave an emptiness that cuts deeper than words ever can. Why? Because wait for a fight. They beg for drama. They want to see your reaction. But when you become silent, your silence strangles their craving for conflict. And in that quietness, their minds rot, their nerves fray, their conscience cracks. The deadliest play in any conflict is the strike they never anticipate. Silence unnerves them. It pushes them to overthink, to wonder, to crack. Now their focus shifts from you to their own mistakes, why they lost you. That's the power of walking away. You don't alert them that it's over. You don't show them that they got to you. You just disappear with your strength, focus, and feelings. Now they have to face the void you left. And here's the truth. Nothing terrifies people more than being ignored. Today's world runs on noise. People crave reactions, shouting, venting, fighting for airtime. But Machiavellian mind break the pattern. It don't yell. It cuts supply. It erases. It vanishes. That's real power. When you debate with idiots, you become one of them. When you justify yourself to insults, you approve them. But when you walk away entirely and you deliver the final verdict, they don't deserve your minutes, effort, or focus. That's a death sentence for pride. And this is where most people misunderstand. They believe silence is fragility. That's because they were trained to respond, to justify, to strike back. But you're distinct. You're tactical. You realize that occasionally the harshest penalty is zero reaction whatsoever. Consider silence as a knife. It's sharp. It avoids chaos. It pierces silently and profound. And contrary to rage, silence endures. Rage ignites swiftly and produces debris. Silence chills and safeguards your dominance. People will attempt to drag you back into the battle. They'll lure you with regrets, blame, or manipulation. Don't succumb. If you must reappear, do it solely when your disappearance has shown them what your existence represented. Quietness is an instructor. Allow it to function. And occasionally, the finest teaching is to avoid returning entirely, to make the stillness everlasting. Since not every insult requires a reply, not every treachery requires a clash. Some require obliteration. Recall, you owe no reaction to anything, not to theatrics, not to taunts, not to insults, not even to flattery. Your quiet reveals precisely who wields control. You. When you depart with thoughts still and feelings frozen, you conquer. Not merely the dispute, you reclaim your existence. None command your tranquility now. You require no retaliation. You require no spectators. You require no approval. You solely require stillness, and they will perceive all they must. Then depart. Allow them to speak. Allow them to wonder. Allow them to decay in the emptiness you created. That isn't frailty, that's combat. That's Machiavellian retribution, soundless, precise, and total. You won't command your existence until you command your thoughts, and your thoughts won't be yours until cleansed of feeling. This is the essence of Machiavellian power, the citadel intellect, an intellect that stands firm under strain, an intellect that doesn't bow to slights, treachery, turmoil, or dread, an intellect that stays icy, deliberate, and invulnerable, regardless of what or whom it encounters. Allow the flames to rise. Allow the idiots to shout. Allow the serpents to creep. You stay motionless, for feeling is the portal where foes invade. It's their tool to steer you, their means to command you, their method to shatter you internally, while leaving your body whole. When someone provokes you, what's truly happening? They're seizing your attention. They're transforming your thoughts into a war zone and forcing you to battle your own self. Rage, irritation, jealousy, humiliation. These aren't marks of consciousness. They're marks of fragility. Reactive minds are transparent, simple to provoke, quick to choose poorly. Their fatal flaw, revealing their moves prematurely. A Machiavellian operates differently. He forges his thoughts into armor, not a shield of blindness, but a scalpel of cold logic. He has emotions, but never lets them control him. He studies feelings like a surgeon, not a subject. He doesn't dwell on his emotions. He only dwells on what serves me. This is the sole inquiry that matters. If anger helps you, keep it. If it blinds you, cut it. Never let feelings rule you. Always rule your feelings. Being cold doesn't make you empty. It means you focus on what counts. Clear thinking, accuracy, reason, and perfect timing. You don't just respond. You plan. You don't explode. You act with control. You don't complain. You work quietly. This is how winners think, how strategists win, how survivors succeed, not by force or noise, but by staying calm at the critical moment. A strong mind takes time. Practice every day like sharpening a blade. Do this. Study your reactions. When someone triggers you, stop. Ask, why does this bother me? Analyze it until the feeling fades. Wait before responding. Time weakens emotions. The more you wait, the clearer you think. Let urges fade before acting. Use reason for protection. Always ask, will this help me stay in control or lose it? If it hurts control, do nothing. Stay focused on your goal. Keep working toward what matters. Strength, freedom, lasting impact. No rude comment, small-minded person, or insult deserves your attention. Stop caring about results. Feelings grow from what you hope will happen. Remove hope, and you remove pain. Work without emotional ties, silent and precise. When your mind is strong, nothing affects you unless you let it. Insults don't hurt. Betrayal doesn't matter. Loss teaches you, and enemies entertain you, because you're not stuck in their game. You stay above it all, watching and choosing the right moment to act. Only when it serves your purpose. People will call you cold. Good. Stay cold. Ice doesn't change. It shatters what presses it. Stay cold. Stay smart. Stay emotionally strong. That's how you remain calm. That's how you succeed quietly. That's how you become unstoppable, not just in actions, but in thinking. The fortified mind is your strongest protection, and once established, no one can occupy your thoughts without cost again. You wish to never feel rage again? Then here's the ultimate teaching. Erase your self-importance. Because fury doesn't stem from reality. It doesn't stem from fairness. It stems from ego, the delicate voice within you that declares, they can't act toward me like that. They can't address me that way. They must recognize my worth. That voice, that's not control. That's fragility masked as arrogance. The instant you permit another's remarks, conduct, or scorn to drag you into emotional turmoil, you fail. Not due to their superiority, not due to their intelligence, but because your ego convinced you that you required validation. You don't. The Machiavellian mind grasps a hidden reality. Control never responds. Control permits. Occasionally it feigns defeat, only to triumph quietly. That's real command. Not through shouting more, not through showing off, but by perfecting the unseen force, the force that demands no effort, yet destroys them internally. This is the method. When scorned, pride urges conflict. Control advises watching, and tactics suggest allowing their illusion of victory. Why? Humans crave responses. They await your pride's explosion. They expect justification, retaliation. This fuels their control. Yet when you merely acknowledge, grin, depart, when you dismiss their jab as beneath your notice, unworthy of your focus, you dismantle them, soundlessly, calculatedly, without physical contact. This is how sovereigns governed. This is how Machiavelli instructed rulers to behave, not with passionate outbursts, but with icy, removed strategy. A predator doesn't growl at every insect's chirp. A monarch doesn't acknowledge every whisper in the realm. And a genuine strategist doesn't stoop to battle for scraps. Here's what pride truly craves: focus, approval, and control. And the instant you withhold these, you seize all. Allow them to assume they wounded you. Allow them to assume they escaped consequence. Allow them to boast of their minor triumph, because while they revel outwardly, you are constructing underneath, planning, advancing, biding. That is the advantage of permitting them to assume they've triumphed. You allow them to lower their defenses. You allow them to become complacent. You allow them to march directly into their own snare, since you never exposed your position. While they expend effort pursuing temporary gains, you're securing long-term victories. While they debate, you construct. While they offend, you progress. While they scream your name in anger, you advance so far past their grasp that their words fade before reaching your reality. You require no validation. Your existence will demonstrate it. Your quiet will demonstrate it. Your achievements will resonate more than any retort. That's what infuriates them most. Not your lack of retaliation, but your refusal to deem them deserving of conflict. Real strength exists in apathy, in distance, in releasing the craving for vindication and concentrating solely on remaining unconquered. The inferior crave attention. The superior choose to command respect. Allow their words, you create. Allow their victories, you endure. Allow their mockery, you vanish and re-emerge transformed beyond their comprehension. Since the truest retaliation isn't retaliation at all. It's prospering while they deteriorate. It's calm while they suffocate in chaos. It's triumph without conflict. So recall this. When another attempts to drag you into theatrics, you require no struggle. You require no shouting. You require not even to fix them. You solely require to remain immovable. Permit them to assume they've succeeded while you advance quietly. Permit them to celebrate their delusion while you construct power unseen. Separate from pride, and you transform into invincible. If these words helped you, pass them on. Share this video with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more Machiavellian strategies and tough truths. This isn't just advice, it's mental warfare. In life, the calmest thinkers go furthest.